All right, all right, all right. Let's get this thing rolling. Good morning, people. Ah, it's what's today? Today's Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday, and it's the morning out live. I got my coffee ready, and um, I noticed something happening over the last couple of days, and that's why I named the stream what I did. Because it seems like every time someone kind of becomes a front runner, or at least close to being a front runner, they start getting a lot more scrutiny. And I also know that in the last presidential election, in the primaries at least, the DNC kind of had this thing going where they seemed to be in bed with Hillary Clinton and didn't want Bernie Sanders, to be the nominee. But lately Bernie's been doing really well, right? And it's weird because you don't necessarily see a lot of scrutiny of Bernie Sanders. But all of a sudden you start hearing some Sanders stories. Now, some of them are good for him, some of them are bad for him. But it's like, well, it's just that thing. And so we'll get into that after the intro. Play the intro. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way, but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, yours truly, PDawg Night. All right, stop the music. Again, welcome to the Morning Night Live. It is January 14, 2020. Well, it's an okay Tuesday morning. It keeps snowing here. It snowed the last two nights. Not a lot where I am, but probably an inch or two each of the last 2 days, which here, an inch of snow is like, whatever. But I actually had to shovel my driveway again this morning, and I just, see, for me, I have this really just maxed out snowblower, right? But it's not worth breaking out the snowblower if it's only like an inch or two of snow. If it's 3, 4, 5, 8 inches of snow, I ain't even going near that with a shovel. But, I've got these acrylic blade shovels these push shovels that are just awesome. And so, for 1 or 2 inches of snow, I can just shovel the driveway, or at least plow it with my great snow shovels. And I don't know why I'm talking about snow right now. I don't know. I'm pretty sure, like, for example, good morning, Richo. I see you just popped in. I'm pretty sure Richo's not dealing with snow right now. In fact, he's probably trying to just make sure that, well, Richo's down in Australia, so he's down there. They're not thinking about snow. They're thinking about how they can stop some wildfires. And I don't even know how. I haven't heard much about that in the last day or so. I don't know if they're getting them under control or what's going on with that. But that's a really sad situation down there. If you have an opportunity, go to some of the sites where they, you can offer to help or maybe pledge to help. That's always, we just like, it's kind of that's an American thing. We help people around the world who have troubles. And I know that, hopefully, if you're able to, like I said, find a way to help. All right, let's get into today's show where, hello, I got a new subscriber, the Mandalore79. Good morning, and thank you for subscribing. I don't know if you're watching right now, but if you show up, I'm glad you're here now. In fact, if you're here and you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and click the bell when it pops up so you can get notified when we start playing. They said there may be some rain on the way. Fingers crossed. Yeah, absolutely. They said they said they may be some rain. I knew what you meant there. The tendency to typo while you're writing chats and tweets and shit like that. I'm very good at making typos. So anyway, So let's get into what I wanted to talk about today. The main beginning topic of the show. And that would be Senator Bernie Sanders. Now, Bernie Sanders has been a fixture in the United States government. Pretty much, it's been his only job his entire life. He was a congressman and then became a senator in the United States Senate. So I think he's been there, I want to say, either one of those two positions for, I know it's been over 30 years. And Senator Sanders has always been a bit of an outlier in that he's one of the few people who has become a senator running as an independent. He is, what's interesting, because he's from Vermont, and Vermont's a very live free or die state. In fact, I think that's the state motto there. But he is an avowed socialist. And now politically, he calls himself a democratic socialist. But that's kind of neither here nor there. Nobody really cares that what he calls himself. It's still whatever. So anyway, as he's running for president, he wants to give everyone the world. I mean, he thinks everything should be provided by government, that you should be able to just take away from some and give it. Excuse me, I'm having trouble here. I'm trying not to cough. I have that little tickle in my throat again. He believes that you'd be able to take away from those who are fortunate and have gotten too much wealth and give it to those who don't have enough. And I get the sentiment in a perfect world, but we don't have a perfect world. But anyway, so he wants to give everyone free healthcare. He thinks everyone should get free college. Everyone should get free all kinds of stuff. The government should provide. The government should provide. Now, remember, the government is actually the people. And so he believes that the government should have this kind of forced altruism. And honestly, we still don't have an example where that model has worked. Now, is capitalism and free markets and everything perfect? It's not perfect, but seems to have brought more people out of poverty around the world than anywhere else, any other type of system, excuse me. And so I'm skeptical of Bernie Sanders. But anyway, so here's how the primaries have gone. Seems like every time a candidate, now the only candidate I'm not going to include in this scenario is Joe Biden, because Joe Biden has always had an edge. As soon as he got in the race, he's always been the front runner. He's always had, and he definitely has the blessing of the DNC. There's a few candidates that the DNC, I'll just say he's DNC approved. But then there's all these other candidates. And so everyone's had their little time in the sun. There was a time when Kamala Harris had her time in the sun, and she was among the top candidates, but then she faded away and blah, blah, blah. And there was some scrutiny on her. People started, she's going to be front runner. Let's pay attention to her and see what kind of stupid shit she does. And now Cory Booker never really had that moment. However, because he kind of faded early. But there was, you think Beto O'Rourke. Okay, Beto O'Rourke was really popular for a while, and then everyone really started to put some scrutiny on him, and they figured out he's nuts. And you've had, Elizabeth Warren. Elizabeth Warren was a front runner for a while, and she's kind of her hand that she's been playing for so long, even before she was a candidate, has kind of soured people on her, and so she's now down there. And Pete Buttigieg, who's doing well in Iowa at least, Now, he's got a little bit of scrutiny, but it's, he's had his time in the sun, but now people forgot about him. Well, the one candidate who's been very popular since the last time we had a presidential election, Bernie Sanders, it didn't seem like there's been a ton of scrutiny necessarily, or I don't know maybe it's just we're so used to hearing about Bernie Sanders that it doesn't get talked about a lot. It didn't get asked. I don't know if he gets asked the tough questions, but he's a very popular guy. Well, and now that he's kind of neck and neck with Joe Biden, and somehow Pete Buttigieg is up there, and then Elizabeth Warren's dropped a little bit. Well, now this week seems to be Bernie Sanders week. Okay, it seems to be let's see what we can find out about Bernie Sanders this week, right? Okay, well, apparently Elizabeth Warren's camp. Now, I don't know if it was Elizabeth Warren herself, someone in her camp, whatever, decided that they're gonna take a little shot at Bernie because guess what? There's a Democratic debate tonight, and I know no one's it's gonna be the lowest rated debate, even though they're down to 6 candidates on the debate stage. Now, there's not 6 candidates left. There's actually still, I believe, 12 candidates still running for the Democratic nomination, but the DNC has their rules, and so they decided that they're only going to have these 6 based on polls, based on fundraising, based on whatever. And so they got 6 old white people. Sorry, I just had to say that. I just find it humorous that, the party of diversity has 6 white people on the stage, because Andrew Yang's not going to be on the stage. Cory Booker dropped out. Kamala Harris is gone. And I can't even think of who anyone. Oh, and Tulsi Gabbard, the 4 people of color among the 26 or 28 or whatever it was they've had at any given time. They're all gone. So tonight it's Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren. I don't know how Tom Steyer keeps getting on the stage. Who actually supports Tom Steyer, and how did he get in any polls? Bernie Sanders, Warren, Steyer, Buttigieg, Joe Biden, and Amy Klobuchar, the senator from my great state. I have no idea who's supporting her. In some ways she's a smart lady, but sometimes she just says such stupid shit. But hey, she's still up there. Well, anyway, there's been a focus on Sanders this week, and let's talk about that. So first, so Elizabeth Warren's camp decided that Bernie Sanders said something sexist this week. And CNN ran with it. CNN cites 4 anonymous sources with no direct knowledge in order to call Bernie Sanders sexist. CNN ran a story Monday claiming that Vermont independent senator Bernie Sanders delivered a sexist comment during a 2018 private conversation with Massachusetts Democratic Senator Elizabeth Warren. The story claims that when Warren first broached the idea of running for president to Sanders, he flat out told her a woman couldn't be president. Here's how reporter MJ Lee described the interaction. Quote, "The two agreed that if they ultimately faced each other as presidential candidates, they should remain civil and avoid attacking one another so as not to hurt the progressive movement. They also discussed how to best take on President Donald Trump, and Warren laid out 2 main reasons she believed she would be a strong candidate. She could make a robust argument about the economy and earn broad support from female voters," writes Lee. Sanders responded that he did not believe a woman could win. Dun, dun, dun. CNN's report cites 4 anonymous sources, none of whom were actually in the room for the conversation in question. Wow, it kind of sounds like an impeachment hearing to me. In Lee's own words, the sources were quote, two people Warren spoke with directly after the encounter and two people familiar with the meeting. Warren's own communications director, Kristen Orthman, who joined her team in 2017, declined to comment on the story. The actual quote in the piece came from Sanders himself, who emphatically denied CNN's claim. It is ludicrous to believe that at some time in the meeting where Elizabeth Warren told me she was going to run for president, I would tell her that a woman couldn't win, Sanders told CNN. It's sad that 3 weeks before the Iowa caucus, a year after the private conversation, staff who weren't in the room are lying about what happened. What did I say that night was that Donald Trump is a sexist, racist liar who would weaponize whatever he could. Do I believe a woman can win in 2020? Of course. After all, Hillary Clinton beat Donald Trump by 3 million votes in 2016. Oh, but is Hillary Clinton president right now? Senator Sanders. Yeah, those 4.5 million votes she won by in California don't mean shit, because we don't elect presidents that way. Thank goodness. Anyway, this doesn't appear to be a shift from Sanders. Here's him saying he thinks a woman could be elected president back in 1988. We got a quote. Here it is. Oh,
in my view, a woman could be elected president of the United States. In my view, a woman could be elected president of the United States. In my view, a woman could be elected president of the United States.
Okay, 3 times with feeling. CNN also published its scoop just days after news broke that Sanders wouldn't be repeating his 2016 strategy of going light on his primary opponents. Politico ran a piece detailing how Sanders' campaign gave volunteers a script explaining how to tear down Warren's campaign. Oh, so this was timing. Someone must have found this out. CNN and Sanders did not respond to Daily Caller's questions on the story, but a Sanders advisor told the Associated Press they believe Warren's team intentionally leaked a false description of their 2018 meeting. Now, I believe that wholeheartedly. I just think that, oh, we have this super chat. A super chat from Dick Rash donating $5.56 and using the special dollar amount to get a special alert on the screen of the Twerkin Mamacita. If you want to know what those special alerts are, just look down in the description down below and pick one. It says from Dick Rash, $5.56. Socialism is a degenerative neurological disorder. Yes, it is. Thank you, Dick Rash. I got a feeling that Dick Rash has a bill and canine teeth. Anyway, all right. Let's see here. Let's see this. So this tweet here, a senior Bernie advisor tells me they believe that Elizabeth Warren's campaign intentionally leaked the false description of their 2018 meeting. Says it's a recent pattern of Warren attacking the Dem frontrunner. Well, it's also kind of a pattern of Elizabeth Warren lying about shit. You know what I mean? I mean, what she had that thing. What were the things she's lied about recently? I know one of them was the her getting fired for being pregnant from a teaching position when they actually offered her the opportunity to come back. And just the fact that she's been lying about her status as a Native American for years. Right, you go, Pow Wow Chow. Everyone knows about that cookbook, right? That what was it, some crab dip? Pow Wow Chow. Let's see. She's supposedly part Cherokee Indian from Oklahoma, and yet her Pow Wow Chow recipe was crab dip. I don't recall there being a lot of crabs in Oklahoma, unless you had some sex with the wrong other person, but that's a whole nother type of crab. Damn, did I really go there? Did I really say that? Did I say that out loud? Holy moly. Anyway, So that's the first. That's the first Bernie Sanders story. Now that actually, I think that story is going to turn out good for Bernie Sanders. I think it's going to hurt Elizabeth Warren because Elizabeth Warren seems to have this weird tendency to, what's the word? Bullshit. You know what I mean? Bullshit. She's a tendency for bullshit. And I think people are starting to figure that out. All right. So now I got a couple more Bernie stories. Before I do that, I got to say hi to everybody because that's what I do here on the Morning Live. I say good morning to my friends in the chat. And there are a bunch of you here. I'm so glad to see you. So in the chat, first today, hang on. I got to have another sip of this reparations coffee because I'm having coughing fits and the coffee might help. Excuse me. All right. Rolling Bear, good morning and thanks for being here first today in the chat. You get the bell, sir. Also, thank you, Rolling Bear, Chi-Town J, Necrosaw Collins, and Becca Farley. And that's everyone who's tweeted out the show this morning. If you, by the way, if you think about it, share the show out. I think I put the thing here. There's the tweet that I put out. You can just retweet that. Anyway, also in the chat, the gayest person on YouTube. Which, yes, I did make some new graphics for my intro, the standbys and stuff. I'm gonna change it up a little bit. I gotta keep it fresh. Also, good morning to Gilded Liberty, Chi-Town J, Cynical Lindsay, Green Badger Outdoors, Necrosaw Collins, Reese Donald, Sheagrath, Richo, Renovatio. That is going down. I got Gulf City Johnny Blaze. What's up, Johnny Blaze? How you doing? And I think that's is that everybody? Smarty Bear, how you doing? Good morning. And Tyler F, Jaeger Pony. And Maniac Man. I almost missed Maniac Man. So that's everyone in the chat. Plus all of you are lurking or listening at work or driving or whatever you're doing. Hey, glad you're here. All right. So I got a second Bernie story. And this is more about Elizabeth Warren than it is about Bernie, but I just thought this was actually appropriate also. Elizabeth Warren's dopey Hail Mary pass against Bernie shows that she throws like a girl. And now I would say that this is... Oh, hi, Patrice Ripley. How you doing? I see you there too. Now, I would say this is sexist to say that she throws like a girl, but the person who wrote this story, her name would be Victoria Taft, not knowing if she's related to William H. Taft, the former president, or not. But hey, Victoria Taft wrote that, so I'm not going to get in trouble for saying that Elizabeth Warren throws like a girl. This is how incredibly corrosive identity politics is on the left. It's getting so dumb that it's not even funny. Oh, excuse me, it's not even fun anymore. Case in point, CNN story Monday that was obviously planted by Warren's camp. The story begins in 2018 when Warren and Sanders reportedly held a secret dinner, super secret dinner. Oh, I almost forgot. You know what? I got to test this out. I haven't even done it yet. I also have a website now. Let's see. PDawg Night.live. I haven't even tried to see if... Oh, can't be reached. It takes a second. Come on. It takes a while because Google hasn't figured out that it's actually there. Oh, did I forget the dot? PDawg Night. Oh, it's PDawgNight.live. PDawg KNIGHT.live. Bam. And there it is. I'll show it to you. It's on. Well, it's here. This is basically. You can watch the show on that site, or you can just watch it on the stream. I'm trying to see if it actually shows my stream here. Oh, weird. You have to go on there and click the play button. But anyway, if you want to watch it on here, I'll put it on the full screen there. So there's the PDawg Night Live site. You can watch the stream on that site, or you can just stay where you are here. The super chat things right there on the right, and I'll be adding more stuff to it. But as right now, it just has, if you want to email me, you can email me using that form. You can click for Twitter and YouTube, and also has my Twitter feed there. And most recent streams, for example, or you can go by most popular or by most recent. And I'll be adding some content to that. I haven't really done a whole lot to it, but it looks pretty festive right now. I'll be changing that up every once in a while too. So anyway, it's PDawgnight.live. If you forget that, you can use. Also, don't forget we have the hashtag if you want to send news stories. That would PDK News, as in PDawg Night News, PDK News. And we'll be checking that every once in a while. So anyway, I thought I would show you that. PDawgnight.live. All right. Back into the Bernie story here. And also, by the way, let's chill real quick. The Morning Night Live is brought to you by you, the viewers of the Morning Night Live. Please make sure, right down in the description down there, you can hit the share button and share this out on social media, Facebook, Tumblr, Pinterest, Twitter, whatever. And also, if you like what we do here, make sure you hit the like button. I will remind you at the end of the show, if you haven't done it. William Howard Taft, yes. I will remind you at the end of the show if you haven't done so already. And also, if you want to do super chats, you can do them right there on the PDawgnight.live website. Or you can click the Streamlabs link in the chat or in the description down below. In the description down below, though, it will tell you all the different special alerts you can put on the screen. I'm waiting for everyone to test them out, so you know how that works. It's kind of fun. All right, back to this thing here, though, because Elizabeth Warren, it almost cracks me up that she tried this. The story begins in 2018 when Warren and Sanders reportedly held a secret dinner to go over a non-aggression pact for the 2020 presidential campaign. And that pact held until now. Coincidentally, one day before the next debate and 3 weeks before the Iowa caucus. But stay tuned for the shocking reason why. The latest Des Moines Register CNN poll has Warren 2 points off of Sanders' lead. Yes, Sanders is leading in Iowa. Shocker. Now, and I'm sure the DNC is not thrilled about that. I don't think the DNC wants Warren to win. Sanders to win. I just don't think Senator Sanders can win. He'll have his loyal following, but I don't think he can win. I don't think he can beat. I don't think anyone can beat Trump, but we'll see. Yes, going to make scented candles. Shop Center Bernie Candles. Just don't go to, what's her name? Gwyneth Paltrow's site. What's that called? Where she has she has candles called Smells Like My Vagina. Did you hear about that? Okay, I know that's really off track, but she's selling candles. She sells candles on her website. They're called Smells Like My Vagina. Oh my God. I don't know. Sorry. I know that's really off. I know that's really off. Goop. Thank you. Yeah. On her Goop website. Now I did see a funny meme. It was a candle that was shaped like a penis. labeled Smells Like My Vagina. Oh my gosh. Yes. Anyway. All right. So the pact held until now, coincidentally one day before the next debate and 3 weeks before the Iowa caucus. But stay tuned for the reason why. And so she's only 2 points off of Sanders' lead. Some thought the poll was a shocker, but Warren saw it as an opportunity. Now that Cory Booker was out of the race, Cory Booker and his whole 0.5%. You know what? If all of those candidates that are dropping out said, "Hey, I'm going to endorse Elizabeth Warren," kind of like Julian Castro did, maybe she might gain a point or two. But right now, their combined support was still almost at 0.002%. I'm just saying. But Warren saw it as an opportunity. Now that Cory Booker was out of the race, Warren became the only front runner with any kind of claim to other than white male status. Yes, she's a Native American woman. Since her Pocahontas Native American status has been blown, she was only left. She was only left with being a chick. A woman, excuse me. This is a woman writing this. Don't blame me for the writing. A woman wrote this. And she played the chick card. Apparently, Warren wanted to juice up interest by floating the CNN story that claimed at their secret dinner, Sanders stated that a woman couldn't defeat President Trump. Here's the money graph. Warren laid out two main reasons she believed she would be a strong candidate. She could make a robust argument about the economy and earn broad support from female voters. Sanders responded, in theory, that he did not believe a woman could win. Okay, so anyway, so that comes out. Oh, and so let's see here. New MJ Lee reports that during a private meeting, and Bernie Sanders told Warren he did not believe a woman could win the presidency. All right, we just said that, and I mumbled the words anyway, so whatever. Bernie Sanders is a communist. He took his bride to the Soviet Union for their honeymoon. As a novelist, he wrote rape fantasies. He's a big phony about the environment, but Warren goes with the chick card as the big coup de grace. I'm gonna get you, sucker, finishing move. As political scandals go, this doesn't even rate a 1 on the Fujimoto scale of political douchebaggery. Word on the tweet was that few people were buying it. Yeah, nobody was buying it. It was hilarious. That thing came out, and everyone's like, here, I gotta make this face so you can see it. Everyone was like, really? Bernie Sanders said that? Bernie Sanders? I was going to do my Gilbert Gottfried voice, but I can't. I really can't right now. Affleck, Gilbert Gottfried. Bernie Sanders said that? What's that thing we do when you want to doubt something on the internet? You put X to doubt. There's my X. So anyway. Like, here's someone, this is, Thea is with Bernie. Bernie, quote, women can't win. A day before the debates? What a effing smear job. And Elizabeth Warren was behind it. For 3 fucking years, I've been saying she's not our friend. Stop comparing this desperate, low-life, platform-stealing weak of a as fuck hack to Bernie. Unity can eat my entire ass. Okay, Thea is not happy. Thea is not happy at all. Oh, here's somebody named Beth who would like to tip off CNN's reporter to a totally very real story. Beth says, in 2018, I met with Bernie. He told me he thinks women have smaller brains than men and demanded I make him a sandwich. I asked if he wanted tuna or pastrami, but I forgot to call him Master Bernard, so he threw his coffee at me. This is all very real, and it totally happened. While most were rolling their eyes at Elizabeth Warren, this guy was pushing the Bernie rape fantasy story, which is real, by the way. It's honestly wild to me that no campaign has attacked Bernie for writing about women having rape fantasies. Yeah, he has a novel or whatever, a book where he wrote that in print. And she's trying to get him on. Well, in a meeting and dinner, he said, probably it'd be tough for a woman to win the presidency against Donald Trump. Yeah, that was the best card you had? Holy shit. Sanders told CNN that they got the whole story all wrong. Again, Bernie Sanders said, it is ludicrous to believe that in the same meeting where Elizabeth Warren told me she was going to run for president, I would tell her that a woman could win. It's sad that 3 weeks before the Iowa caucus and a year after the private conversation, staff who weren't in the room are lying about what happened. What I did say that night was Donald Trump is a sexist, a racist, and a liar who would weaponize whatever he could. Do I believe a woman could win in 2020? Of course. After all, Hillary Clinton beat Donald Trump. Yeah, we already said that. 3 million votes. Shut the fuck up with that 3 million votes bullshit. Nobody cares. That's not how you win the presidency. Hillary also kicked ass in the primaries and outmaneuvered him on superdelegate count going into the Democratic convention because that was rigged by the DNC. Yeah, that's what the Russians told us, right? The Russians hacked the DNC because the DNC is one of those very important government entities that I'm sure the Russians are interested in hacking. But when they did, then they gave these emails to WikiLeaks so WikiLeaks could tell the world that the DNC cheated Bernie Sanders in the 2016 primaries. Yeah, that's what happened exactly. Hi, Chadwick Dupree. I just noticed you were here. My apologies if you've been here a while. And also, hi, Green Thunder Demighty. Hi there. So anyway, now this is not the only Bernie story, though, that seems to be making the rounds. Now, there's another one. And now, it's curious that... Now, remember how we talk about every once in a while how the corporate media tends to kind of put their weight behind the more corporate style candidates. And so, now clearly they went after Tulsi Gabbard early and they've kind of neutralized her for the most part, even though she's kind of done her own thing. But the part that, but this seems to be Bernie Sanders week because CNN did this story, which clearly planted by the Warren campaign. Okay. But now to this morning, oh shit, damn it, where the hell did I do with it? Now I just accidentally closed it. Here, let's go CNN. My bad. They've got another story about Bernie Sanders this morning, which kind of blew me away. That this now, hopefully, it's still here. Oh crap! Oh, did they take it down? Maybe they took it down. I'm scrolling, and I'm not seeing it. So there was a story this morning that it was one of the big stories on CNN about how Bernie Sanders plans to be president, if they were enacted, would more than double the budget of the United States government. Seems like they've taken that story down already, though. I'm literally scrolling through it, and I'm not seeing it. There's the Sanders Warren story. That's weird. Okay, maybe they've let's put it this way, they were getting a lot of complaints about this story. I wonder, here, wait, see. Is there? I know there's a way to restore. Nope, that ain't it. Let's see. Restore one page. Reopen close tab. Just found it. Here it is. Okay. And I just thought, wait a minute. Is CNN pulling a DNC hit on Bernie Sanders now? Let's see if I can. It's full screen here. Here we go. The cost of Sanders' agenda would set a peacetime U.S. record. While the new spending programs Senator Bernie Sanders has proposed in his presidential campaign would at least double federal spending over the next decade, he has faced almost no questions from other candidates or the media. Now remember, they've been bugging Elizabeth Warren about her how much her health care plan would cost, and she hasn't been able to come up with answers. She even put out the plan, and still you didn't know how much her plan would cost and how it would be paid for. Well, that's interesting now, seeing it. Now, just before debate, first we get the Elizabeth Warren story. Now we're getting this story about how he would double federal spending. Almost no questions from other candidates or media on the eve of the last debate before primary voting begins about how he would implement or finance such a massive increase. The Vermont independence agenda represents an expansion of government's cost and size unprecedented since World War II, according to estimates from his own website and projections by a wide variety of fiscal experts. Sanders' plans, though all the costs cannot be precisely quantified, would increase government spending as a share of the economy far more than the New Deal under President Franklin Roosevelt, the Great Society under Lyndon Johnson, or the agenda proposed by any recent Democratic presidential nominee, including liberal George McGovern in 1972, according to a historical analysis shared with CNN by Larry Summers, the former chief White House economic advisor for Barack Obama and Treasury Secretary for Bill Clinton. Now, there's something else going on here too. If you've been paying attention, Barack Obama now hasn't really put his neck out there for any of the current candidates. However, he has been stating that he would actively, well, I don't know, that he doesn't want Bernie Sanders to be the nominee. And said, pretty much anybody but Bernie. Except unless Bernie ends up being the nominee, then he said, well, okay, I'd stump for Bernie. But he doesn't, Bernie's his last choice. And so I find it interesting that Larry Summers is now coming out talking about how spending would double under Bernie Sanders, which is no shocker. I mean, if he wins, I think he'll lose as badly as McGovern did too. Good morning, Maddie House of Geek, also known as the News Chick. Also, good morning, Kesler. How you doing? Glad you're here. Okay, so Sanders' plan would also increase the size of government far more than any modern Republican president, including Ronald Reagan, has sought to cut it. So that's interesting. Summers' analysis concluded. On the spending side, this is far more radical than all previous presidencies on either the right or the left, Summers said in an interview. The Sanders spending increase is roughly 2.5 times the size of the New Deal and the estimated impact of George McGovern's campaign proposals. This is 6 times as large of a growth of government than any of the Ronald Reagan dismemberments. We are in a kind of a new era of radical proposal. Now, it's fascinating that now then they go on to tell you more about how much it's costed. It's going to be. It would be insane if he's elected and this is proposed. Now, I don't know how it would ever even go through either house, because I don't think the Senate's going to change, even if Bernie Sanders were somehow to get the nomination and, God forbid, win. But, because there was a story today that, with this president, this is one area where I'm gladly going to criticize our current president. Our spending is going through the roof now. And we're talking about doubling it? Have you lost your fucking mind, Mr. Sanders? Now he thinks, well, of course, we're gonna take money from the rich. There's too many billionaires, blah, 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 blah. You could take all the money away from the billionaires, and we're still not going to fund your plan. Now, remember, because, I laugh because some of these people are talking about a wealth tax, saying, oh, yeah, we'll just take it, like Elizabeth Warren, the 2% wealth tax. Do you even know what wealth means, Professor Warren, Senator Warren? Do you know what a wealth means? Wealth is just your net worth, okay? Wealth isn't like you have, like they say that, let's say they say that Jeff Bezos is worth $400 billion. Now, I know that's not the number. It's like $106 billion, whatever the hell it is that he's supposedly worth. He's not like fucking I say this all the time. I know some of you are tired of me saying this, but he's not like freaking Scrooge McDuck with a room full of gold coins and bullion and jewelry, and it's $4 billion worth. He just goes in there and takes a swim every once in a while. You dumbass. So okay, so wealth, net worth, you know, some of these guys that their net worth has been rising, it's because the stock market's been rising. It just means that their interest in their own business has raised in value. It doesn't mean that they just, somebody just threw another $100 million in their swimming pool of gold coins. So now you're gonna tax people based on what their wealth is, what they have, because they got some capital gains that they haven't even liquidated yet. Are you kidding me? That didn't make any sense. I don't even think that's, well, constitutional is always relative to these people. They'll try to pass a constitutional amendment to be able to take shit from you just because you have it, or because let's say Senator Bernie Sanders, for example. Let's say Senator Bernie Sanders has been squirreling away his money that he's got from his job in 30 or whatever years of fucking government job, because he's never had a real job. Let's say Bernie Sanders has been investing his money, and all of a sudden, one of the stocks that is invested in doubled his net worth because it's in his retirement account, whatever. So that means your wealth doubles. But it's not like you have any more money in the bank. It just means that it's in your retirement account. You haven't liquidated it. It's not just part of it. So you want us to tax that? Or better yet, let's say you bought a house, like my parents' house. They built a house in 1969. My parents built their house that my mother still lives in. Now, I'm pretty sure when they built that house, it was probably, maybe $20,000 to build the house with the lots and whatnot. I mean, I can't imagine something like that. Okay. But that was in 1969. Now, the value of that house is probably a couple $100,000 now, maybe more than that. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just spitballing here. It's 10 times what it was when they bought it. Let's say that. Well, also the fact that house is paid off, because they've been in the house for almost 50 years. I don't know, whatever. They've been in the house for 50 years. It's now she has a net worth based on that house that's paid off. Now, granted, she's not the billionaire that they're talking about doing this, but this is an anecdotal example. So they're going to tax her on the fact that her house is now worth 10 times what it was and she hasn't paid off. That's part of her wealth. You're going to tax wealth? Okay, now granted, it's just going to be the billionaires, because that's all it's going to be, because the billionaires are bad, but millionaires are okay because I'm a billionaire. But the billionaires, yes, they're shit. It's immoral that we have billionaires, even though I'm a millionaire. But millionaires used to be bad, but millionaires are not bad anymore because I am a billionaire. I'm not a billionaire. They're a billionaire. I'm a billionaire because I sold the book, and so it's okay for me to sell a book and be a millionaire. But I have 3 houses, but I'm a millionaire, and they're billionaires. Let's tax the billionaires. There's not that many fucking billionaires to pay for all the shit that y'all want to pay for. Hate to break it to you. I don't even know I have this screen still on. There's not enough billionaires to pay for all the shit you want to pay for. Hey, yeah, right? There's there are 400 billionaires in the United States. How much are you going to take away from them? Also, let's just take the top few, like Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos and that other dude. Can't remember his name. Warren Buffett. He's like in the top 10, I'm sure. But so now you're going to tax their wealth. So you're going to force them, like for Jeff Bezos. Okay, I'm sure he has stocks and shit. But so you're requiring him to liquidate some of his assets to pay your wealth tax. Because a lot of his he's stock in Amazon, and infrastructure in Amazon. That's what his net worth is all built into that, the value of the company. So in order to pay the wealth tax, does he have to liquidate part of his country every year to satisfy your wealth tax? I don't get it. I don't get it. What is it? Deceased white math PDawg night? Yes, we can. Yeah. And frankly, you know why Jeff Bezos is a billionaire? Because people like myself freely give him money for shit that I want. And it comes to my door and I get it and it's nice stuff and it's reasonably priced and I don't care if he's a billionaire. I like his service. And he employs millions of people that start at $15 an hour and get health care on their first day at work. Not bad. For a non-skilled job, you move a box from here to here over and over and over again. They pay him $15 an hour and give him health care on their first day at work. But yeah, he's a billionaire because I buy shit that he helps get me to my door, and I like the service. So okay, Bill Gates is a billionaire because he came up with some shit that I have right in front of me in this thing coming out this screens, and it's all working. And it works really pretty good. I don't mind that he made money off of that because he thought, I love this shit. I enjoy using this kind of stuff. So he's a billionaire. Okay, whatever. What? He's not taking money from me that I'm not giving him. He's not taking money. And guess what? You know he's not taking, they're not taking money from? They're not taking money from the poor because the poor are not, if people who are people can't afford it, he's not taking their money. In fact, a lot of times he ends up hiring people who, don't have that stuff. But it's not like there's a big, huge there's a big, huge set pile of money, and somehow he's been pulling more than his share out of that pot. No, he created the wealth. He created wealth because there's a lot of people like me who will buy that stuff and have it sent to their door like I do. And if he wasn't there, I would be buying it from someone else. And give my money to somebody else. So it's not like I freely choose to give it to Jeff Bezos, even though I think he's a jerk. Doesn't he own the Washington Post or something like that? I think he does. But whatever. But the service is awesome. So there you go. But anyway, so CNN seems to be on a full court press in Bernie Sanders just before the last debate. I'm sure we'll hear about this in the debate tonight. I don't even know where the freaking debate is. Let's see. Podium order announced for CNN. Oh, it's a CNN debate tonight. Oh, good. Here, let's see. Let's look at the podium order here. Here's the podium order. It has been announced. We'll put it right up here, full screen. The podium order announced for CNN Des Moines Register Democratic presidential debate. Well, get that off my screen. There we go. Former Vice President Joe Biden and Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont will stand at center stage in Tuesday night's CNN Des Moines Register Democratic presidential debate. Senator Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts.
This commute's been pretty rough, huh?
What the fuck?
Great,
Turn
actually.
that
I've been
off.
listening
Shut
to
up.
audio.
Okay. Senator Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts will be to the left of Biden, and former South Bend, Indiana Mayor Pete Buttigieg will be to the right of Sanders. Businessman Tom Steyer, who I still haven't figured out how the hell he's getting into these debates, will be standing next to Warren, and Senator Amy Klobuchar of Minnesota will be next to Buttigieg. Now, the only reason I know how to say Amy Klobuchar's name is because she's my senator. And I just, God, I wish we, never mind. Never mind. She's not my favorite. Anyway, the debate, which will air on Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time exclusively on CNN, is the final face-to-face gathering of the candidates before the February 3rd Iowa caucuses. CNN's Wolf Blitzer and Abby Phillip, as well as the Des Moines Register's Brianna Fanasteel. It's with a P, but I think the P is silent. Fanasteel will moderate the debate at Drake University in Des Moines, Iowa. Oh, it's going to be at I went to Drake University. I should drive down there, see if I can crash the debate. I probably can't. The ticket's probably already gone. I wonder if, as a Drake alumni, if I could get into that debate. If I left at, never mind. I'm not doing it. It'd be fun. I've never actually gone to something like that. I've never gone to a presidential rally. I've never gone to a debates. It would be interesting. Although I did, when I was in school, let's see, I'm trying to think of speakers that came through. The only speaker that I remember coming through was Phyllis Schlafly. And, she's this paleo conservative, family values, old grandma looking lady. And boy, the students didn't like her. And she was interesting, but I had no idea who she was, other than she was coming to speak at her school, and a lot of people were going, so I went. It was interesting. I used to go see speakers all the time, though, at school. It was very interesting. All right, so yeah, that's the debate stage. No Andrew Yang, no Tulsi Gabbard. Cory Booker's out. Kamala Harris is out. Marianne Williamson is out. The people of color and the interesting people are all out. I can't imagine how much longer Andrew Yang is going to last campaigning. And then there's people like Michael Bloomberg. Okay, here's a question that I want you to answer for me in the chat, please. If you have been inundated with Michael Bloomberg campaign ads where you live, if you live in the States, of course, I know, I'm sure Richo hasn't gotten any Bloomberg campaign ads, but if you've gotten a bunch of Bloomberg campaign ads playing in where you live, put a 1 in the chat, put a 2 in the chat if you have not. Now, I know that they were running during the playoff games. He's been spending shit ton of money on campaign ads, but he's not getting any traction. And his ads are terrible, by the way. Okay, Bloomer. Yeah, exactly. His campaign ads are just, I kind of laugh at him because one of them was about something about pre-existing conditions. And I thought they saved the pre-existing condition thing, but he says that Trump has done away with pre-existing conditions that could affect 100 million Americans. Hold up there, Bloomy baby. Hello, Joseph Legg. How you doing? Hello. Hey, let me ask you something, Bloomy baby. First of all, so apparently, even with Obamacare, there's still about 30 million roughly? 30 million? I'm going to say 30 million as a number. There's 30 million Americans that maybe don't have health insurance or whatever. I don't know. Now, I always laugh because they don't have health insurance, but there's probably ways for them to get health care. That's not the same as health insurance. But anyway. So if let's say there's 30 million, it might be 25 million. I don't know what that number is, but it's 30 million or less, right? So let's say that they did do away with being able to get insurance with pre-existing conditions, how exactly does that affect 100 million people? That's what his ad said. It's, doing away. The Trump administration did away with pre-existing conditions affecting 100 million people. Well, if there's less than 30,000 people that don't have some sort of health insurance, not health care, health insurance and health care are the same thing. it can't affect 100 million people because the other 70 million that you're talking about already have health insurance. They don't need to worry about pre-existing conditions because they already have the health insurance that would have normally stopped them from getting health insurance for pre-existing conditions. Does that, I don't know, does that sound logical to y'all? Hey, a new name, Ricky Ravioli. How you doing? But you're in New York. Well, you get to see a lot of Bloomberg anyway. Yeah, I don't know. Fuck. Those Bloomberg ads are just already annoying me. And it's funny because he doesn't have any support, but he's spending the dough though, man. I mean, like I said, he put the ads during the football playoffs. I didn't watch the college football championship game last night. Was he running ads on that last night too? I didn't see that game. I only saw the last, literally. I turned that on with a minute left in the fourth quarter as LSU was just getting ready to take a knee. That was when I turned the game on because I forgot about the game. I turned it on to see what the score was. By the way, if you happen to be an LSU Tiger fan, congratulations. During the new national championship, LSU Tigers go with GEAUX Tigers. Go Tigers. Good for you. That quarterback is awesome. I wish I would have seen the game. All right. All right, last Bernie Sanders thing. I know it's kind of the all Bernie day, but now I don't know if this is a coincidence, but it is right before the last debate. This morning, James O'Keefe of Project Veritas. In fact, this was 2 hours ago. James O'Keefe has a new little investigative report. And this also involves Bernie Sanders. I keep leaning at this mic. I just realize I'm going off screen when I do that. I don't have to do that because you can probably hear me because I have the mic turned up. So, and here we go. Project Veritas breaking. Bernie Sanders' free education policies to teach you how to not be a fucking Nazi. Oh, there's a reason Stalin had gulags. Expect violent reaction for speech. If Bernie doesn't get nomination, Milwaukee will burn. Interesting. So here's what you're going to start hearing from Project Veritas. So we'll put this on the screen. Hopefully, I'm promoting Project Veritas by showing this. Here we go. Project Veritas' new undercover report. Here it goes. Here's the preview of it.
So if Trump gets reelected, what?
Cities burn.
It's not fully on the screen there.
Do you even think that some of these MAGA people could even be re-educated?
Billions of dollars re-educated.
And I gotta move it so we gotta move it so that where am I at here? Hang on. Hang on, let me resize this real quick so you can see the closed captioning. All right, here we go.
Fucking people to not be Nazis. That was Nazified. And like Germany had to spend billions of dollars re-educating fucking people to not be Nazis.
Yeah.
Like,
God. Okay, so I'm not sure if you're familiar with Godwin's law, but Godwin's law says that whoever brings up Hitler and Nazi Germany first immediately loses the argument. What happened to Godwin's law? It's amazing that these people use the word Nazi so freely as if there's anything comparable to Nazi Germany right now. Anything. Now, yes, we do focus, or at least Trump tries to focus on more our country, but is there anything truly resembling Nazi Germany right now? And although, they needed to come up with a new one because that's called Godwin's Law. You can look that up. Godwin, Godwin's Law. They also need to come up with one for Russia because it's either Nazis or Russians. Now, the Nazis and the Russians, yeah, they had a pact, but they ended up being enemies in the end. But, they either come up with Nazis or Russians. It's incredible. Kind of like racist, sexist, homophobic, whatever.
We're probably going to have to do the same thing here. And that's kind of what Bernie's like, hey, free education for everybody, because we're going to have to teach you not to be a Nazi. There's a reason Joseph Stalin had gulags, right? Mm-hmm. And actually, gulags were a lot better than what the CIA has told us.
Oh, the gulags were a lot better than what the CIA told us. Yes, the forced labor camps in eastern Siberia were a lot better than the CIA told us they were. Sure they were.
That they were? Like, people were actually paid a living wage in gulags?
Oh my God. They were paid a living wage. Were they paid 15? Did they fight for 15 in the gulags? I'm just curious. Anything with phobe in it. Yep. Did they fight for 15 in the gulags? I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I'm Marsupial Gamer.
They had conjugal visits in gulags.
They was fucking in the gulags. Yes, they were fucking. Here, we have some fucking for you. Just a hot mama that your little spouse is poo, and you can have some sexy, and then they can go and they can fight for 15, and we'll pay you a living wage so you're sexy, has some money to buy some bread in the bread line that we have once a week. Get the fuck out of here.
Gulags were actually meant for re-education. Greatest way to break a fucking billionaire of their privilege and their idea that they're superior. Go out and break rocks for 12 hours a day.
Oh, so now we're going to take the billionaires and have them go break rocks. Yeah, remember, Bernie Sanders did honeymoon in the former Soviet Union with his wife. Oh, the pictures are kind of gross. They were having dinner. It's had this naked dinner thing going. I'm sorry.
You're now a working class person, and you're going to learn what that means, right?
Bernie doesn't get the nomination, or it goes to the second round at the DNC convention. Milwaukee, word. It'll start in Milwaukee, and then when the police push back on that, in other cities,
and if your speech is calling for the elimination of people based on race or gender or religious...
Now, hold up now. I'm just curious. Even the dickheads carrying the tiki torches, have you heard anyone making these arguments? Okay. Now, I'm sure that they're going to say, oh, well, the anti-illegal alien, whatever shit at the border wall and all that. They want to eliminate all brown people, but it's this a specious argument at being the most incredibly generous I could ever be, because no one's calling for this. If your speech is calling for the elimination of people based on race or gender, who's doing that?
Religious, for whatever reason, things that people can't change.
Wait a minute, what? Or religion? Now, I don't care. I don't care. You can practice your religion. No one's asking for the elimination of people of certain religion. But you can change your religion. I'm not asking anybody to. But people you can't change. Then you should expect
a violent reaction.
Yeah, nobody's doing that though. That's just it. You're getting a violent reaction to people talking about being able to say what they want to fucking say in certain towns and cities. You know? I mean, the guys who antagonize the assholes in Portland, they're just talking about free speech and they get attacked. They're not asking for the elimination of people because of their race or gender or their religion. They're not. Then you should expect a fucking violent reaction. Okay, this is one of the Milwaukee Antifa dickheads.
And you deserve a violent reaction.
You deserve a violent reaction.
Be ready to be in Milwaukee for the DNC convention.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. The Democratic National Convention is going to be in Milwaukee. Oh my gosh. It's going to be Chicago 68 all over again. Well, here it says right here. We're going to make 78, or he meant 68, look like a fucking Girl Scout fucking cookout. Really? If Bernie doesn't get the nomination, the Bernie bros are going to burn shit down, man. They're going to burn shit down. Can we burn shit down, man?
We're going to make 1978 look like a Girl Scout cookout. The cops are going to be the ones that are getting beaten in Milwaukee.
Oh. All right. So, I highly recommend, if you do not follow Project Veritas on Twitter, you can go James O'Keefe. In fact, I'm going to do this. There's got to be a link to this. Let me throw a link out here for you just for that clip. Here's a clip to that tweet. You can follow James O'Keefe on Twitter. I think this is it. Yeah, here we go. That's the preview video that he's going to be coming out with. I always worry about James O'Keefe. I'm surprised someone hasn't tried to do major harm to him yet. I'm pretty sure that he does run with bodyguards for most things he does. But I always get worried that someone's going to recognize him in the street someday and just do some violence to him. It's unfortunate, but wow, that is frightening. So those are Bernie people, man. Hey, Sheogreth, how you doing? New Doom footage in an hour. Uh-oh. New Doom stuff coming out. Okay. All right, so guys, it's time to do a little Twitter trendery. The All Bernie show is now at its completion. Before I do check the old notifications real quick here. Thank you to G Prime. Thank you. And I already said thank you to Necrosol and to Chi-Town J for retweeting the stream this morning. Also, Becca Farley. I've already said thanks once, but I'm going to thank you again because you're the greatest. Hey, Straight Sith Mail, I see you there. Boy. So they're planning some violence at the Democratic National Convention. Like I said, not a good scene in 1968. Of course, I was only 4 years old, but so I don't remember it. But I've seen the pictures post, and that was in Chicago in '68. So now they're planning violence in Milwaukee, a short drive from Chicago, I might add, in 2020. Not good. All right, so let's get into Twitter trends real quick because I got to get the heck out of here. Apparently Vince Vaughn, Vince Vaughn, Wedding Crashers, Dodgeball, a couple other, he's a funny dude, big old tall dude. Well, apparently I think he's about to get canceled, or at least by some. Because Vince Vaughn is trending number one on Twitter right now. 95,000 plus tweets about Vince Vaughn in the last 24 hours. And all because Vince Vaughn got caught. And I mean got caught red-handed. Or should I say orange-handed? Yes, Vince Vaughn shook hands with President Donald Trump yesterday at the national championship football game, and people are losing their fucking minds. Oh my God. Vince Vaughn and Donald Trump spotted shaking hands at national championship game. The actor and the U.S. president, along with First Lady Melania Trump, were seen engaged in conversation as LSU took on Clemson Monday at the college football national title game. Oh my God, Timothy Burke is the sleuth of the day. Timothy Burke says, I'm very sorry to have to share this video with you. All of it. Every part of it. I'm going to... I just, you know what? Let me give you a little trigger warning here because I'm going to put the sound on this. I'm going to show you the video in full. And if you, kind of like when they have the drugs, the pharmaceutical companies show you the drugs that they sell on TV, and they give you the, all the things that can happen that are bad to you, all the side effects. This particular clip could cause dizziness, nausea, sharp pains in the kidney, rickets, chickenpox, and possible polio if you watch this video. So just be aware. Oh, and also, if you're epileptic, there's a little flashing light in the background. I strongly suggest that you take care in watching this video. You might have to get your little special, what do you call them? Those glasses that have the lines in them that stop you from getting headaches, Okay, before you watch this video, just I warned you. You've had your warning, damn it. Here is the damning video of Vince Vaughn. It's hard for me to say, people. It's hard for me to say. Here's the damning video of Vince Vaughn shaking hands with President Donald J. Trump. Fair warning. Oh my gosh, they're talking. He's talking to him. He's talking. Oh my God. Oh God. It hurts. Oh my God. He shook hands. Oh no, he shook hands with someone else near President Trump. Oh no. Oh God. Vince Vaughn, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? Maddie, yeah, it's a civil conversation. Oh, shit. And look at this. Okay, now first of all, this cracks me up because this video has 20. This version of the video has 20,000 views, 18,000. It got ratioed a little bit. It's got 18,000 remarks on that version. He's got it out here several times, so this isn't even close because there's 94,000 tweets about Vince Vaughn today. Now, People Magazine, Donald Trump and Melania Trump sit with Vince Vaughn at national championship game amid impeachment. That's a fucking hilarious headline. The Independent, Vince Vaughn faces backlash after shaking Trump's hand at football game. Backlash. I wonder how. This is Eric Hall. Who's Eric Hall? USA Today Network. I wonder how people treat Vince Vaughn after the outburst about Ellen being friends with George W. Bush. Yeah, they didn't like when Ellen sat with George Bush, but this is going to be worse because this is the Orange Man. Bad. Orange Man bad. So do swingers and wedding crashers get taken off the air for all of eternity now after Vince Vaughn has had a civilized conversation with the president at the Superdome tonight? Well, maybe. Oh, now Kate Bennett, who's from, I think, what's she from? CNN, who recovers the first lady for the most part. Vince Vaughn, a libertarian, supported Rand Paul in 2016. Oh, well, at least I'm glad she clarified that. Vince Vaughn likes LSU. Okay, that's fine. Let's go back though, because he's trending #1. So we're gonna click Vince Vaughn here. Now Siraj Hashmi, who's he's pretty cool. Okay. So David Arrow of Fox News is painting me as a far left, saying I'm calling for Vince Vaughn to be canceled. No, he was joking. he made a joke. Ladies and gentlemen, I regret to inform you, Vince Vaughn is canceled. He was telling a joke here, and Fox News thought he was saying he's whatever. Students for Trump, okay, whatever. I don't care what. I mean, Students for Trump are obviously going to be fine with this. Oh, it was Steve Scalise. That's who was sitting next to Trump. That's the other person he shook hands with. He shook hands with the guy that the Bernie bro tried to assassinate at a baseball game. Remember him? Vince Vaughn is one of my favorite. Back off the canceling. Stage 5 clingers. Okay, that's cool. Rita Panani. Oh my God, I almost said Rita Punani, but it's Rita Panani. Please say a little prayer for Timothy, who's perturbed by 3 adults interacting in a civil manner. That's Timothy, who did put the video out. Okay, I want to find you some of the bad ones though, because it's funny how pissed people are. Because these are the people who finally figured out that there are people pissed about it. Let's see. There was maybe the ones that aren't so bad are at the top now. There's some down here though. Trust me. I thought, oh, that's Stephen Miller. He's just laughing about it. I thought we already canceled Vince Vaughn for like hanging out with Mel Gibson or something. Okay. I'm not angry about Vince Vaughn, just profoundly disappointed. And I want nothing more to do with him. Once upon a time, I found him quite entertaining. Not anymore. Stephanie Kennedy. Don't harass any of these people, by the way. Yeah, that's Suraj Hashmi, who actually is a pretty funny guy. He's just being smart ass. Ellen thought she had it rough. Keep Vince Vaughn in your prayers tonight. There are some apparently the people making fun of the people mad are the ones who are coming to the top now. Oh, Parker Malloy. This is going to be good. The weird thing about the people are outraged about Vince Vaughn narrative being pushed really hard right now by conservative media is that it doesn't seem like there are actually people outraged. Au contraire, Parker Malloy. You're just embarrassed by it because I guarantee you. Let's see here. The problem is the people who are mad aren't showing up in this thread. So let's go back up to this original poster here, which would be Timothy Burke. All right, here's Timothy Burke's. Let's go into his, because I know some of the mad ones were in here, and I laughed about it. But it's shaking the hand of the man who colluded with foreign leaders against his own country, instituted a law that led to kidnapping and deaths of young children, recklessly brought America near to war, and resulted in the deaths of 176 people shot down in retaliation. Bitch, did you just say it's the president's fault they shot down that airliner? The airliner that originated in Tehran, flew out of Tehran, and got shot down near Tehran, which is nowhere near the border where they were firing missiles? Are you fucking kidding me? I'm legit disappointed. This sucks. Melania doesn't understand English. Her job is to smile and nod. Yes, I hate to break it to you, but Melania Trump is fluent in 6 languages. All of you saying calm down. Vaughn is shaking the hand of a man who is hell-bent on destroying not just our democracy, but our survival in the world community for his personal benefit. Wake up. How is, okay, maybe I just don't understand this. How exactly, now, when people write sentences like this, I can understand they maybe not understand the shit going on in the border, whatever. But someone to say, okay, the man who is hell-bent on destroying our democracy and our survival in the world community? Why does that make sense to you? That you actually, now, for example, I was not a fan of the former president. Do I think that his goal was to destroy America? Or do you think I think his goal was just to try to make things better in the way he thought, based on his thought process? I never thought he was trying to destroy America. Now, in practice, I think he did some things that were shit. But I didn't think it was, I don't think it's his intention to destroy America. Now, maybe I thought he wanted to take America down a notch. He thought we were too big for our britches or whatnot. But I don't think he wanted to destroy America. I generally think most people who get in these offices want to do something good. So I don't understand that saying a man who's hell-bent on destroying our democracy and our survival in the world, that doesn't even make any fucking sense. Is there somebody who's actually that evil? Let's just say, this is an evil man. Evil man. If you think this makes you feel sad, now there are some funny ones. If you think this makes you feel sad, I can't imagine how you're going to feel on November 3rd, 2020. Oh, here's one. Shame to see Vince Vaughn so casually sit with a known traitor, terrorist, and rapist with a smile on his face. But then we know how heavily shielded Trump is from any human being with a spine, so it's probably not too shocking. I'll never not see this image when I look at Vince Vaughn. It may have ruined my favorite movies. It will definitely stop me from going to more of his movies. Stage 5 Klinger, Putin's GOP. Anyway, you can click on that. That's the number one trending thing right now on Twitter. Can you believe it? Fuck me. Number 2 is Tuesday Thoughts. Not Tuesday Thoughts, but Tuesday Thoughts. Oh, wait, it's gone. It's gone. Dante is trending number 2. Some game. Oh, is that the... Someone said the Doom's coming out. Is Dante have to do with Doom? Dante is the next DLC. Oh. DLC character. I'm going to explode. Who is Dante? Oh, is that something? Nintendo Super Smash Brothers? Okay, I don't know. Anyway, if you're into that, Dante's the new character and nobody knows why. Number 3, Tuesday Thoughts as opposed to Tuesday Thoughts. Oh, at the top of Tuesday Thoughts, Mike Bloomberg does not rule out spending a whopping $1 billion to beat Donald Trump. For his own candidacy or for anybody's candidacy? Because Bloomberg's way more wealthy than Trump. I mean, he's worth like, let's just say he's worth a lot more than Trump is. He's super duper billionaire. In fact, he's one of the billionaires that Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren say are immoral to exist. Okay. All right. But that's what, okay, let me find a good Tuesday thought, because right now it's politics all at the top. Hey, here we go. Never stop praying, even after God gave you what you prayed for. Okay, there you go. That's a good one. That's a Tuesday thought, not thought. Do we have a Tuesday? Do we have a hashtag ho yet? Any hashtag hoes? I'm scrolling, looking for a hashtag ho. I don't see one yet. Oh, we're spared of the hashtag ho. Wait a minute. Here's a Tuesday thought. Sylvie wants everyone to know the hay ring needs hay, although it's a great place to lay. There's a good Tuesday thought. Moving on. All right. Sylvie must be the horse. Tuesday motivations after that. Skip it. Happy birthday to Hyung Won. That would be K-pop. Skip. My Psy year 2019. That's a video game thing. My PSY. Oh, the top 3 games. Actually, scared of checking this. Okay, people are checking their top 3 games. This person is Kingdom Hearts 3, Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered, and Marvel's Spider-Man. Okay, people are checking their top games this year. Nobody cares. Moving on, we got the WNDA is trending. WNBA and players come to terms on a groundbreaking new collective bargaining agreement. Gee, are they going to subsidize it even more from the NBA because the WNBA has never made any money? Let's see. The WNBA and the Players Union have come to a tentative terms on a groundbreaking new collective bargaining agreement. The agreement is for 8 years from the 2020 through 2027 season. Let's see. We'll check this one real quick. This is interesting to me because I follow the WNBA pretty a lot, and I've been following the issue of their pay because a lot of the players want more pay, but the problem is the league has never made money. There's only a few franchises that actually are profitable, and so it's interesting. Let's see. The WNBA and Players Union have come to tentative terms on a new collective bargaining agreement that includes a significant salary bump for the league's highest paid players, going from an annual base salary of $117,500 to $215,000. The new CBA also includes other cash compensation increases, changes to free agency, travel improvements, additional motherhood and family planning benefits, enhanced marketing and career development opportunities, and changes to revenue sharing potential. Yeah, potential, because there's no revenue to share. God damn. The league's, it's been around for 27 years and it's never actually run a full league-wide profit. So that's why it's hard. And so the NBA still subsidizes the league, the owners of the NBA. So but good. I'm glad now maybe they'll figure out how to market it and get more people to go to the, go to games. I know, like, for example, our team here in Minnesota, Geograph's asking, when's Maya Moore coming back? I thought she was coming back this year. Maybe not. But anyway, like our team in Minnesota has won 5 championships, I think, since the WNBA started, and it has a pretty good following. I think it's close to making a profit, but man, let's just hear the highlights. Okay, so we got this base salary, other benefits. The league's top players could earn cash compensation in excess of $500,000. The agreement is for 8 years from 2020 to 2027. 2020 salary cap will be $1.3 million, up from $996,000. Players who complete their contracts and have 5 or more years of service can become unrestricted free agents unless they are tagged as a core player. The number of times a player can be tagged as a core goes from 4 to 3 beginning this season and drops to 2 beginning the 2022 season. Players will receive a full salary while on maternity leave. Oh, they're going to give them paid maternity leave? That's interesting. An annual child care stipend of $5,000 and guarantee of 2-bedroom apartments for players with children. Okay, so I didn't know they did housing for WNBA players too. So anyway, if you're into that, check it out. It's on ESPN.com. Moving on. Oh, let's see. Anyone have a really good... Let's see. Okay, everything to know so far about the WNBA's new CBA agreement. Okay, that's the salaries, whatever. Is anyone trashing this at all? They deserve it. Great day for the WNBA. Well, yeah, it's completely subsidized by the NBA. All right, so people are excited about it. You know what? Good for them. I mean, I personally, I guess, I don't know. John Connor, I thought the WNBA went defunct 2 years ago. Not heard of a game in 5 years at least. Nah, they're still there, but it's just, if you're a basketball head like me, I coach basketball. I like basketball. I can go to a second grade community, beginners league and enjoy watching basketball. That's kind of me. It's not the greatest basketball if you're really into like college basketball or the NBA, but it's the best. It's pretty much the best women players in the world. And, it's good basketball. It's different style. You gotta, whatever. You gotta give them credit for, what it is. All right. Tuesday morning's trending. I'm skipping that. NCAA, trending with Odell. Why is the NCAA trending? Oh, just because the championship game last night. NCAA, when they see Odell giving money to LSU players. Okay, Odell Beck. Oh, God. Odell Beckham giving money to LSU players. Okay, that's... Okay, NCAA made a cool billion last night, and Odell is the only one paying these athletes for a job well done. NCAA is going to find a way to take away LSU title, laughing my ass off. Yeah, here's the NCAA when they see...
Coward, I know that I want to punch you in the nose. I'll beat your goddamn ass, you son of a bitch. You're an intellectual dumbass, and I'm coming.
Okay, so... Oh my God, that's going to be interesting. Something about Major League Baseball, Truist Park is trending. Because the Braves are going to have a new ballpark, and the name is Truist Park. And the new name for the park, formerly known as SunTrust, is Truist Park. Sorry, folks. That's a terrible name. All right, whatever. Cyberpunk is trending. That has something to do with video games. I'm going to skip that. Go on. K-pop, skip. Sakuri Gaming. Sakuri, what's anything? Yeah, that's just the director of the Super Smash Brothers game. Rick Scott. Okay, here's a politician who's trending. Rick Scott. This is Rick Scott. And... senators invested in top defense stocks. Rick Scott, $106,000. Rick Scott committed the biggest Medicare fraud in our history. I wouldn't want to trade with him either. Pass it on. What now? I want more trade, but you can't handle trade with somebody that lies, cheats, and steals, Senator Rick Scott said yesterday about China. Okay, and Rick Scott can eat shit. That's all. Okay, Senator Rick Scott defrauds millions. Former MCARE Senator Rubio takes millions from NRA and Russians. Russians? Jesus Christ. Okay, apparently they're saying that these are grifting senators, blah, blah, blah. Elections are typically under suspicion. Congressman Getz acts out almost daily, and now we find Miss Florida stole her mother's Social Security checks. Florida, corrupt from top to bottom. Okay, they're talking about all the Floridians, Florida mans in Congress and the Senate. A Senate report said GRU likely compromised election system in 4 Florida counties in 2018. The Russians did it. Rick Scott's win, which Rassman called one of the greatest electoral oddities in midterm Senate election history, came down to a 0.2% points. Okay. Okay, so such a shame Nancy Pelosi. Okay, so people are mad because Rick Scott said something against Nancy Pelosi. That's why he's trending. BlackRock is trending. BlackRock shifting investment strategies. Oh yeah, BlackRock is an investment firm. They are divesting from all coal companies. And apparently they're shifting their investment strategy to focus on sustainability. So if that's your thing, go invest with BlackRock. Reddit crashes trending because of Vince Vaughn. Travis touchdown. I don't know. I'm going to skip it. It's some of the video games. Portfolio day. Dave Grohl. Uh-oh. Dave Grohl? Like as in Foo Fighters Dave Grohl? As in... What's the other band? What's the grunge band with Kurt Cobain and... the hell? What anyway? He was the drummer for them, and now he's Foo Fighters. And why can't you think of him? One of the greatest bands in the '90s, even though they were okay. Y'all think of it. Dave Grohl is trending. Why is Dave Grohl trending? Oh, because it's his 51st birthday to this rock god, Nirvana. Thank you. You didn't say it yet, but it'll pop up by the time I figure this out. Dave Grohl is trending. He's his 51st birthday. All right. Dave Grohl is quite the talented fellow. Anaverin. It's funny. What's the show on? Is it on Netflix or is it on? What's this? They named the store Anaverin with Nirvana backwards. It's a pretty good show about the kind of psycho dude that's killing his girlfriends or something like that. Dave Grohl's planning a Prince tribute. That sounds pretty cool. And then finally, Expose 2020, which is the James O'Keefe thing that's coming out. Trending number 20 right now. It'll be interesting to see if they allow that to trend on Twitter. It'll have plenty of tweets. I'm just saying, will Twitter let it to move up the ranks? Because it probably would end up in the top 10. And it's trending 20 with 60,000.4 tweets. And this came up about 2.5 hours ago. Just to compare, Vince Vaughn started last night, 98,000 tweets, 55 for Tuesday Thoughts, 43 for Tuesday Motivation. These are all the top 10, 15,000 Tuesday Morning. Rick Scott at 14, 23,000 tweets. This has 60,000.4 tweets in the last 3 hours. Now, if it were organic, it would probably be trending number 1 or number 2. Probably number 2. But this is Twitter, and they get to decide what trends and what doesn't. They can, James O'Keefe is probably not a whole lot of James O'Keefe fans in the Twitter offices over there in California or wherever the hell they are. San Francisco, they're based in San Francisco. Yeah, not a whole lot of Twitter, not a whole lot of James O'Keefe fans at Twitter, I'm guessing. So anyway, that would be my day. Oh, thank you, Sheagrath. Here, I'll put this on the screen. This is on January 28th, Tuesday, January 28th, at the Los Angeles Convention Center. The Foo Fighters are going to be doing a tribute concert to Prince. It's a Grammy salute to Prince. That's awesome. So they're going to be a part of it. So Beck, Common, Gary Clark Jr., Earth, Wind & Fire, Foo Fighters, HER, Ioannis, Alicia Keys, John Legend, Coldplay's Chris Martin, Mavis Staples, St. Vincent, Usher, Susanna Hoffs, The Revolutions, Sheila E., and Morris Day and the Time. They're going to do a tribute concert to Prince, the salute to Prince. That's awesome. I hope that shows. They're taping it that day. Good. I'm a big Prince fan, and so I that'll be cool. That's cool to me that other artists are going to salute them. And I think Prince probably was probably the best musician in the last 100 years, easily. Now, doesn't mean I think he should be your favorite artist, but I think he is the absolutely most talented musician I've ever seen, heard of. I've seen Prince, I think 4 times in concert. 3 times. Nope, I've seen him 3 times in concert. By far the best musician I've ever seen. And he could play any instrument pretty much. Basically, did all his own instrument, played every instrument on most of his albums and whatnot. He is amazing. Anyway, all right. There we go. That's it. That's the Twitter trends. That's what's happening today. Thank you for being here on the Morning Night Live. We are here Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, 3 p.m. GMT. And if you haven't done so already, on your way out the door, please hit that like button. And if you would share this out, if you're watching it after the fact, make sure you throw a comment down in the comment section so that I know you were here. And if you want to do super chats like Dick Rash did, thank you, Dick Rash, for the $5.56. In fact, here's what happened when Dick Rash did his $5.56. I'll just repeat it here. You get a little Twerkin Mamacita there for Dick Rash. Prince's voice was terrible, though. No, Donald. okay. Let me just do something real quick here. When he was doing the tour, when it was just all live music, well, it was all live musicians anyway. What the hell was that tour called? One of his last tours. He's actually a talented singer. Now in certain songs he has weird technique, vocal technique, but he has a pretty amazing range. I don't know. I'm sorry. Me as a Prince fan, you can't say anything bad about Prince, and I'll just be like, "Are you kidding me?" But no, he was fantastic, and just a phenomenal musician. Anyway, hit the like button on the way out, share, and if you want to do super chats, you can do that at the Streamlabs link. Also, don't forget, I have a new website that I use, PDawgnight.live. If you can watch the show from there, you can do super chats from there, or you can just click the Streamlabs link and it'll take you there. But check that out. I'll be adding more content to that pretty soon. And that's it for today. Thank you everyone for being here. Of course, my name is PDawg Night. And I'm out of here. Bye. I hit the button too soon. Bye. Hey, this is PDawg Night, and thank you for watching today on the PDawg Night channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw, I'm out of here. Bye. Please make sure you hit the subscribe button. Hey, and this is PDawg Night. Click that bell that pops up afterward, so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through the Streamlabs link, which is also in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm PDawg Night, and I'm out of here.